Hey everybody, look, my marbles, I found them. They're not lost. Yeah, right. Actually what this is, if you can see it, I don't know if it's backwards or not, but it says right here, it says trust. This is a jar of trust. Yes, it's a jar of marbles, but it's also a jar of trust. I wanted to tell you about this analogy. This is something that I heard from one of my sheroes, Brene Brown. She has a couple of terrific videos that I suggest everybody watch. One is on vulnerability, and that's a TED Talk, and it's great. It's like the 6th most watched TED Talk in the world. And then she has another one called The Anatomy of Trust that I also highly recommend, and that's where I picked up this little analogy. I wanted to share it with you because I've not heard a better one. Trust is like a jar of marbles. And this concept came from her 3rd grader at one point, where she came home from school upset one day. And after finding out what had happened, her description to her mom included telling her that the classroom was so disrupted by what had happened to her. She had confided in some friends and they'd gossiped and spread it all around, so everybody in the classroom knew about it after lunch that day, and they were teasing her, unmercifully, apparently. So the teacher had to take some marbles out of the jar on her desk. It was being used as a behavioral tool in the classroom, where the teacher would, if the class was cooperating and moving the class forward in a productive way, she would add marbles to the jar, and when the jar becomes full, then they would have a little celebration, a pizza party or something. Great behavioral tool for a classroom teacher for younger grades. Anyhow, what had happened to her that day was so bad that she had to take marbles out of the jar because the class was behaving so poorly and not being supportive of her. So in that sense, trust for all of us is like a jar of marbles. Each marble represents some time where someone did something for you or to you that made you trust them just a little bit more, maybe one marble's worth. And over time, when people continue to demonstrate their trustworthiness, your metaphorical jar of marbles for that person becomes full. And that's a very special thing. So it also works in reverse. When somebody does something for you or to you that feels non-supportive or untrustworthy, you sort of metaphorically take a marble out of their jar and maybe you back off a little bit. So you can remember that as a way to think about trust. I'll hop on here again sometime when I have something else that I really think is worth sharing. Thanks. Have a great day.